Hello and welcome to another one of my podcasts. It's slightly late. I will explain why. I have been run ragged for what 16 days straight. I have not stopped. I've been working 12 hours a day, plus. It's close to 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm filming this because I haven't had time to to film it. I've been so busy sourcing stock, paying suppliers, and doing everything that an entrepreneur has to do, a coin dealer has to do. So for today's podcast, I want to talk about what it's like to be a coin dealer, a day in the life of a coin dealer, so to speak. I want to kind of lay it bare and just be honest with people. It's not all glamorous. Like, I'm at the stage where I'm doing record numbers. I am absolutely flying in terms of my profit. 6 months ago, I thought I was going out of business. I was seriously considering throwing the towel in. I've been trying to work on a side project to really promote this community. I will talk about it at a later date. I'm super excited about it, but again, I haven't had the time to really devote my attention to it because there's not enough hours in a day. So usually I get up and I check my messages and I'll see if anyone wants anything from me. A lot of people will PM me or text me. And I'm like, okay, this person wants gold, this person wants silver. Do I have it in stock? Yes, I've got this in stock. No, I don't have that in stock. So my next port of call is, where can I get this stock? Can I get it in instantaneously? Will it be a small wait? Will it be a week's wait? Will that customer be okay waiting? Is the customer okay with paying up front, or will I have to move some funds around so I pay and they pay when the stock lands? Some people are not comfortable enough with me to pay up front. They want to wait until I had the stock in hand, and that's completely understandable. I completely get that. Some people will pay me up front. They know I'm good for it. They know I've got the supply network to do as I say, and they know that if it goes wrong, I will sort it out, no questions. That certainly isn't a problem. That is part and parcel of what I do. Customer service is paramount to what I do. I genuinely care about my customers, and some of them genuinely care about me. I've developed a lot of friends in this game. I've developed some enemies, and that's okay. So I get up and I might have these messages and I'm thinking, okay, I've got a target in my mind. I want to hit X amount of money. Usually I aim for £100 a day. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if I'm selling, I work on a 10% margin, 10 to 15% margin overall. If I'm selling and I've blown through all my stock, it's a dilemma, because it means the next day I don't have stock. So it's not a case of, oh great, I've hit my target, I've made the money I want to make. It's like, where's the stock going to come from? Again, I go back to my black book. I say, gold guy, do you have the stock in? What is the prices? How long before I get there? What's my credit line? And he'll say, well, I've got this in, we're kind of overpaid on this, we've underpaid on this, I can do a good deal on this is probably too expensive for you. Credit line, well, when can you pay it back? So I've got to go back to my customers and kind of renegotiate. I then go to my other connections. Sometimes I buy from customers. I will move a coin from a customer and sell it to another customer. Sometimes it will come from a supplier. Like I put out, you saw the video where I bought in some 1 ounce crooks. I bought them in off the back that I could sell for 2% over. I don't have the clientele to pay more. I don't think I do anyway. I've often struggled with the larger coins. So I had to be on my toes and really think about how I was going to move these coins. It's a lot of money to be sitting on these coins, and should spot go the other way, You think, how am I going to move it? You know, it's a lot. It's £1,500 is a lot of money to park on something that pays you maybe 50 quid at most. You know, so I went back to my supplier and I said, I can't pay a percentage point. If I pay a percentage point and I'm selling for free and it doesn't sell, I've got to lower it. How much are you getting to take it to London to sell it? And he said, I'm getting 98%. I said, okay, I want it for 99%. You're going to get slightly more money. I'm becoming risk off. But it's not always the case. Like, I've got to work with what's in front of me. I often speak to customers. As soon as stock comes in, I've got certain customers in mind for certain coins. I try to really look after my customers because they look after me. And I genuinely care. Like, there's one gentleman who I would love to see his collection. He's a coin nut like myself. You know, he buys a large amount of coins off me, and I try and look after him in terms of price and also in terms of being fair with what new coins come in. The truth is, if he wants a coin, I usually go to him first. You know, we try and hash a price out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It then goes on to the next person. But very few of my coins really hit Facebook these days. Most of it is sold as soon as it hits YouTube, or before it's even hit YouTube. Like, because I'm a coin nut, I'm like, oh, I'm getting this really, really nice coin in, and I'll talk to the people that I know care about these types of coins, because I'm excited to get them in. I want to share the information. It's not because I'm looking for a sale. A sale is usually the end result of it. It's a byproduct of it, but I'm usually super excited to get certain coins in. And sometimes I share my disappointments as well. So I bought in a 5 sovereign that looked like it'd been used as a hockey puck. Really disappointed with it. And I sent that to a few people and I said, I'm not too happy with this. There's times in my day where I've got a lot of cash flow to pay out and I'm thinking, what can I put on the chopping block? I need to get £1,000 in the coffers within 4 hours. Can I do it? Yes, okay. Can I do it and make a profit? Let's look at the stock. You should always, as a coin dealer, as a coin dealer like myself, so someone who has a shop, it's completely different. Someone who has an office or buys scrap, it's completely different. For myself, it's always about loading coins with profit that you know will pay at some point, and just making sure the cash flow ticks over. So if I get stuff in that is bread and butter, it's coins in and coins out. But the money's not really in that. I'm capped at 85k for VAT purposes. The money's in your specialty coins, especially the gold ones. So I can pick up a gold coin and I can make £50 on it. But if I'm paying £350 for it, it's a very good margin. It doesn't go towards my VAT. There's going to be times in my day where people owe me and I've got to do stock take. I've got to make sure I've booked everything properly. You know, I've got to make sure my accounts line up, because I'll get dragged over the coals if they don't. You know, I've been dragged over the coals before by someone in the profession, and they said, your accounts are a piece of shit. What the hell have you been doing? You know, and I just wasn't doing it properly. This was a while ago, you know, but I learned over time to put my accounts together properly. You know, there's times where I'm short on stock and I'm thinking, where's that stock going to come from? I look at other bullion dealers, I think, what do they have that I can pick their pockets on, that I can make my margin? They can make their margin. They bought cheaper than me, you know, and plus they're professionals. It doesn't matter, you know, if they're selling it for a price, they don't care. If I can make £150 off their price, I don't care. They should know better. Sometimes they're not in a position to sell it for more, and sometimes they don't know better. But that's not my problem. You know, my problem is I've got to feed myself. You know, I've got to pay my bills. I've got creditors to look after. I've got lots of little things I need to do, and if I can make money off another professional, I'm going to do that. And in fact, I actually much prefer that over buying from the public. Because when buying from the public, it's very easy to be their best friend when selling because you've got something in super cheap. But it's hard to be their friend when you're buying and then they're seeing how much you're selling for. There was an occasion maybe last month where I bought something and I felt really sorry for the gentleman because coins came in. I offered him something that I thought was fair, and then the prices shot up, and he's probably seen me sell the coins he sold to me, and I made a really good markup because I did. It wasn't intentional. It was just a case of that's how the market went, and I benefited from that in a way that it kind of made me feel bad because I knew he was struggling. But at that moment in time, I offered him what I thought was fair for both parties, and he was happy to accept. But it does make me think. Like I try and build a business on fairness, and sometimes life is not fair. It isn't. There's been other occasions where I buy a stock in and it doesn't really work and I make a loss. Life isn't always fair. The better you get, the less it happens, but life is not always fair. I spend some of my day looking through my lockups. So I've got to leave my house. I've got to look through my lockups. I've got to see what stock's there. I spend some of my day just on the telephone, phoning around to see if anyone has anything interesting. There's lots of little things I do in my day. It's not always fun. I'm making good money at the moment, but I'm working long, very long hours. And I'm not motivated by the money. I'm motivated by the fear of going out of business. I could be out of business in 3 months. If everyone loses their job. Like, some people believe in the virus, some people don't, but the ramifications of whether you believe it or not are still going to happen. People are going to lose their jobs. I could go from being super profitable to everything coming to a grinding halt within the space of a few months. That's the reality of my situation. So it's fantastic that I'm making good money, but it's also scary because I could work every day for the next 3 months, and if I'm out of work for 6 months, it's not going to matter. It really won't. Think about that. You can build something for years and then it can be taken away over something that is simply no one's fault. So that's kind of a summary of what I do. I could probably go into more in depth in certain issues, but I think I will leave it for the next podcast. There's a certain few things I really want to nail down that I think will help people with buying and selling. But I thought I'll give you an overview because I just haven't really had the time to drill down into topics that I'd usually do due to working so many hours. So if you do like my content, please support me. Drop me a like, send me a comment, subscribe to me if you haven't already. I do try and communicate with people, and I hope you have a good one.